The royal family of Luxembourg is in mourning. Luxembourg is a small country in Western Europe near Germany, Belgium, and France. It's actually the world's only sovereign grand duchy. What that means is a country or territory whose official head of state or ruler is a monarch bearing the title of Grand Duke or Grand Duchess. The incumbent is Henry or Henri. I hope I pronounced that right. He is the Grand Duke of Luxembourg. He's actually what some might call a lame duck. Henry is abdicating later this year in October. His son, Prince Guillaume, hereditary Grand Duke of Luxembourg, is going to be replacing him. Abdicating, that's not something the British monarchs really do. At least not often. We do remember Wallace Simpson. Guillaume's father, Henry, the current Grand Duke, is the first cousin of his father. Prince Frederik's parents are Prince Robert of Luxembourg, the Grand Duke's first cousin, and Princess Julie of Nassau. His dad is currently the president of Domaine Clarence Dion, the French wine company founded by his maternal great-grandfather, Clarence Dion. All of the European royals are so rich, even if they're not directly in line to the throne. His dad is, but he's 15th in line. Prince Frederik died of a rare genetic disorder. It's called POIG. POIG is a genetic disorder that robs the body's cells of energy, in turn causing progressive multiple organ dysfunction and failure. According to the POIG Foundation website, quote, one might compare it to having a faulty battery that never fully recharges and is in a constant state of depletion. The disease is uncommon, so no one knows how many patients there are, but POIG research could affect everything from Parkinson's to cancer. Because POIG disease causes such a wide range of symptoms and affects so many different organ systems, it is very difficult to diagnose and treat. The royal family of Luxembourg released a statement on behalf of Prince Frederik's parents that said the following, quote, "It is with a heavy heart that my wife and I would like to inform you of the passing of our son, the POLG Foundation founder and creative director, Frederik." Oh, so I just realized I was pronouncing that POIG and it's POLG. Sorry. The statement continues, last Friday, February 28th, on Rare Disease Day, our beloved son called us into his room to speak to him for one last time. Frederik found the strength and the courage to say goodbye to each of us, in turn, his brother, Alexander, his sister, Charlotte, me, his three cousins, Charlie, Louis, and Donald, his brother-in-law, Mansour, and finally, his Aunt Charlotte and Uncle Mark. He had already spoken all that was in his heart to his extraordinary mother, who had not left his side in 15 years. After gifting each of us with our farewells, some kind, some wise, some instructive, in true Frederik fashion, he left us collectively with a final, long-standing family joke. Even in his last moments, his humor and his boundless compassion compelled him to leave us with one last laugh to cheer us all up. Frederik's last question to me, says his father, prior to his other remarks was, "Papa, are you proud of me?" He had barely been able to speak for several days, so the clarity of these words was as surprising as the weight of the moment was profound. The answer was very easy. And he had heard it oh so many times. But at this time, he needed reassurance that he had contributed all that he possibly could in his short and beautiful existence, and that he could now finally move on. Gosh, that would break me. Just 22 years old. His father continues, Frederik knows that he is my superhero, as he is to all of our family, and to so very many good friends, and now, in great part, thanks to his POLG Foundation, to so very many people the world over. It's also a little surprising to me that they waited well over a week before announcing the news publicly of Prince Frederik's death. That's also something that would not be very common with the British monarchy. But different country, different rules. And until not that long ago, the Grand Duke of Luxembourg was also the head of state. He still is symbolically, but while the Constitution of Luxembourg defines the Grand Duke's position as such, quote, the Grand Duke is the head of state, symbol of its unity, and guarantor of national independence, he exercises executive power in accordance with the Constitution and the laws of the country. After a constitutional change in December 2008, resulting from Grand Duke Henry's refusal to assent a law legalizing euthanasia, laws in Luxembourg no longer require the Grand Duke's formal assent, implying approval, but his task of promulgating the law as chief executive remains. Basically just saying, yes, this is law. Promulgating is the formal proclamation or the declaration that a new statutory or administrative law is enacted after its final approval. I'm fascinated by monarchy worldwide. I think it's archaic everywhere, but I still find it interesting just because it's living history. For example, as I mentioned, Luxembourg is the world's only sovereign Grand Duchy, and the reigning monarch is named the Grand Duke of Luxembourg, not the King of Luxembourg. Likewise, Prince Albert of Monaco is named Prince Albert, even though he is the reigning monarch of Monaco. Monaco is a principality. A principality is a type of monarchical state or feudal territory royaled by a prince or princess. Other principalities include Liechtenstein and Andorra, both of which are also in Europe, both of which are also very small. This is a more recent photo of Prince Frederik. I wanted to share that in addition to the picture that his family posted on social media. And because the subject of this is pretty heavy, rest in peace, I do love royalty worldwide. Any other interesting tidbits, drop it in the comment section. For example, everybody should Google Cayetana Fitz-James Stewart, the late Duchess of Alba. Trust me, I am so fascinated with her. But anything royal, anywhere that's of note, that's interesting, share it in the comments. Thank you for watching. Much love to the royal family of Luxembourg.